Welcome to Guide to Points. In today's video, we'll break down our dream trip to Rome, Italy for two people, 4 days and 4 nights, all on points. For flights, I transferred 173,400 American Express points to Delta Airlines for 2 round-trip tickets from Salt Lake City to Rome in economy. We paid $209.42 in taxes and fees. It would have cost $2,460, so the redemption value was 1.42 cents per point. Before we headed out on our flight, we had breakfast in the Delta Sky Club at the Salt Lake International Airport. I used my American Express Business Platinum card and our Delta boarding pass to get in. I had to pay $50 for one guest to get access, but on that same American Express Platinum business card, I have a $200 flight incidental credit that I had set to Delta Airlines, so that made my guest access free. The credit actually showed up the very next day on my account. Also, Delta Sky Club access is good for 24 hours. So when we landed in Atlanta for our layover, we went to the Delta Sky Club and also had lunch for free. On the way home, we used our Priority Pass, which you can get a free membership with a variety of different credit cards, to get into the Plaza Premium Lounge in the Fiumicino Airport in Rome. That's where we had breakfast. Their Priority Pass also gets 2 guests in free. Then, during our layover at JFK, we used my Chase Sapphire Business Reserve card to get into the Chase Sapphire Lounge to have lunch for free. You do have to show your Priority Pass to get into the Chase Sapphire Lounges as well. But as you can see, airport lounges are a great way to save money on your meals while you're traveling. Airport food can be expensive. I had been looking at some old points that I've been accumulating over the years with my Wells Fargo Rewards program. And I saw that those points transfer to some hotels, one of which was the Comfort Hotel brand. There was a Comfort Hotel right in central Rome where we wanted to stay. There was also a transfer bonus of 1 to 2, meaning that 1,000 Wells Fargo points equals 2,000 Comfort Hotel points. This hotel was only 20,000 points per night, so I transferred 40,000 Wells Fargo points into Comfort Hotels and booked 4 nights, which only ended up being 10,000 points per night. Our room had 1 queen bed, and the balcony was as big as the room. It had spectacular views of Rome. We also received free breakfast, which was on the top floor with amazing views as well. And the food, which was amazing. It was one of the best breakfast varieties that I have ever seen. The fees were €7.50 per person per night. So we ended up paying $70. But it would have cost us $2,430 to stay here. So our redemption was 6.075 cents per point, which is the best redemption on hotels that I've made so far in my points journey. So I was really happy with that. We decided to take the train from the airport to the metro station and then take a bus from there to our hotel. Also, while we were in Rome, we took the bus a couple more times and also the metro again. We spent about $124 total for our buses, trains, and the metro. I had $23 left on the annual travel credit on my Chase Sapphire Business Reserve card. So that saved us about $23 in transportation costs. Some of the activities that we were able to do for free while in Rome was 1, a tour of the Vatican and the Sistine Chapel. It was going to include St. Peter's Basilica, but when we got there, we learned that the Pope was giving an address there because it was a Jubilee year, so that it would be closed. We also took a tour of the Colosseum and the Roman Forum. We also took a tour up the Amalfi Coast to Sorrento and the ruins of Pompeii. Then we also decided to take a cooking class as well. All of these were free with points. I used 90,112 points. And if we had paid cash, it would have cost $901.12. It's a 1 cent per point redemption, but when you're trying to save money, that's not a bad redemption at all. Of course, there are always things that you need to pay money for, like your food and your souvenirs, transportation, as I mentioned earlier on a previous slide, and airport parking, unless you have somebody who can pick you up and drop you off. So always take those things into account when you're planning your trip. Overall, we saved $5,511 for two people for 4 days and 4 nights in Rome, Italy. I hope you've enjoyed learning about how I traveled to Rome, Italy for nearly free. Remember, your journey's not my journey. You may find better redemptions than I did, but this game's not a competition, but rather just for fun. Keep watching my Instagram posts as well as the course videos on my YouTube channel that can be accessed by clicking on my link tree in my bio. You can also use my links to sign up for your credit cards because that helps me on my point journey as well. Always remember that wherever your points take you, just enjoy the journey.